to make stretching and suffering on the floor a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable, so that we can make a whole bunch of progress towards our side splits, towards moving better together. Whew. Man. Jay says hello. Hey, Jay, welcome back. Kicked my yoga blocks. All right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, everybody. We are ready to go. I'm double checking. The mics are connected. All the lights are on. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do hip cars to start. And they look a little like this. We're going to start by bringing this knee up as high as you can go directly in front. We're going to open up that hip. I want you to keep your hips in the same spot, but we're going to bring the leg out and open it up. From here, I want you to rotate that leg so that the ankle comes up. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to go from that opened hip to ankle up. From here, I want you to keep rotating. Bring that ankle up, 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 as high as it can go. Then bring the leg down and back. All right. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch here in the front of the hip flexor, and that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side. We're going to do 10 on the right side. And then we're going to reverse the whole thing, and it's going to be 10 more of those. Cool? Let's go. Keep that core nice and strong and tight so that the hip is where the action is happening. And let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. If you need to hold on to something for balance, go ahead and grab the wall, grab a chair, grab a stool. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. And 10. Whew. Those are 10 hip cars for one hip. We got one more hip to do, going in the forward direction. And then we're going to go in reverse. Let's go. Core tight. Focus on lifting your leg as high as you can to each of those positions. And let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings. Flex the glutes. Feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. I think that's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Lift it as high as you can. Open that hip wide. Oof, I'm off balance. Rotate, 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 rotate. Down and back. And that is 10 hip cars going forward. If you're just joining in, we're doing a little bit of hip warm-up because we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of side split stretching and hip mobility work, and we do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, make stretching a little bit more fun. So if you need a little bit of consistency in your life, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. We're gonna go in reverse now. Let's go. In reverse, we're going to start by bringing the leg down and back first, instead of ending here. Oftentimes, because the first move in the order, we get a little aggressive, go, "Hah!" and we kick that leg really far back. That's good. I appreciate the enthusiasm. However, it's highly possible that if you get really into that kicking it back, you're going to put a lot of pressure into your low back. And we don't really want that. We want most of that stretch to come from here at the hip. These are called hip cars, not low back, stretchy back thing. And so I want you to really focus on keeping that core tight so that your back doesn't end up torquing while we're bringing that leg back. All right? Focus on keeping that motion in the hips. Are you ready? Let's go. Core tight. Really tight this time. Maybe even hold your arm behind your back to see how it's shifting in place. From here, we are bring that leg back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. Lift the leg to the side. Rotate the ankle up as high as we can. Rotate the ankle back down. Lift the knee high. And we'll finish by bringing the knee forward. That's one rep. We're not going to count this one. That was just a demonstration rep. We got 10 more to go. Let's go. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2 back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 5. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 6. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 7. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 8. 2 more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 9. Last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 10. Hip cars. We're 75% of the way done with those. We got one last hip car to do. Get ready for the final leg. Let's go. Again, keep that core nice and tight. And let's go. Again, feel free to push your hands onto something, hold on to something for balance. We want the effort to be in the hips moving, not trying to stay balanced while your other leg is going all over the place. All right, let's go. Core tight, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 4, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 5, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 6, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down. 7, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down. 8, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down. 9? We're really at 9, back. Side, ankle up, ankle down. 10. Those are our hip cars. They were really exhausting. So we're going to move on into the second stretch. Second exercise is going to be a little bit chiller. It's going to be a little bit easier. But I'm going to take a quick breath, check the chat. Queen RR says, hi, long time no see over on YouTube. Welcome back, Queen RR. It's good to see you. And how we doing on the TikTok? I don't see a bunch of comments, but if you're just joining in, because there's a whole bunch of people on right now, 170 something, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to try to explain all the moves that we're doing in real time so you can just jump right in and follow along. If you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, if you want to do a little bit of hip mobility but you don't know how to start, hit follow, hit subscribe, but also just follow the rest of the video and jump right in. All right, next thing we're going to do is the elephant walk. And it looks a little bit like this. I want you to fold forward into an L shape. All right. From here, if you have a tight low back, you're probably feeling it right now. Give it a couple seconds, let it relax. And I want you to keep on relaxing, dropping. You can round the shoulders, round the back if you'd like, and breathe. Okay. From here, hopefully your back is relaxing a little bit. Now you're feeling it mostly in your hamstrings. We're going to start doing the elephant walk. I want you to try to straighten out your back a little bit. And I want you to bend one knee and straighten out the other leg. All right? When you do this, I want you to bring that belly button down. Fold. You're going to start feeling the hamstrings tighten up. It's going to feel a little bit different on the bent leg as compared to the straightened leg. You're going to feel it in slightly different spots, and that is exactly what we want because we're going to start moving in this position. We're going to switch the leg that's bent and switch the leg that's straight. We're going to keep on shuffling back and forth, from side to side. The first couple probably won't feel very nice. You'll feel a whole bunch of tension in your hamstrings. You might feel it just underneath your glutes. That's where your hamstrings connect to your pelvis. That's how it moves your body. Your muscles have to attach to your joints, to your bones. And oh, that is the elephant walk. I want you to keep going until things are starting to feel a little smoother. Things are starting to feel a little easier. And you start going, oh, hey, it wasn't that bad. It started kind of rough, but it's not so bad. It is okay. And when you have all of that optimism towards stretching and towards getting more mobile, that is what I want to remind you. That this is the importance of a warm up. If you're scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and you're finding my live, I assume you see lots of other fitness-y content. If you see something cool in calisthenics and you want to try it, and you go, oh, never mind, that hurt, I'm not ever doing that again, try it again after a little warm-up. It's going to make a huge difference. And just like how this stretch is feeling a little bit easier, a little bit better as we do them, the other things you're trying to do will feel the same. Although, harder skills, your results may vary. All right, from here, if your hamstrings have been getting looser and looser, I want you to keep on trying to bring that belly button down, really compress. We're going to go for a last little sprint, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, pop into a bit of a squat. Come on back up into standing, and we are done with those. That was the elephant walk, and we're going to jump into something a little bit different. We're going to get into a similar position that we were just in, but we're going to use it to do some thoracic rotation, which is rotating the back, sort of the middle chunk of the back, maybe here to here. And the way we're going to set this up looks like this. We're going to open up our legs a little bit more than hips width apart. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg, just like before. We're going to take the hand from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg, and we're going to push against that straight leg to help open up our chest. Now, your chest should be pointing towards the direction of the straightened leg, and I want you to reach your arm back behind you. I want you to rotate your neck. Use those eyeballs. Look at the hand up back behind you. See how far you're reaching, how far you're pointing behind you. And I want you to breathe a little bit. I want you to inhale a tiny bit and exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to see if you can reach a little bit further. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And that is half of a rep. We got to do the other side. I talk fast. You don't have to move fast. I'm trying to pump your brain full of information so that you can do these as we go. Other leg is bent. Bent leg's arm is reaching across to the other side, pushing against that leg. Reach and open up that chest. And extend the arm up behind you. Rotate the neck. Use those eyeballs. Look at that hand. And reach, reach, reach. When you feel like you've reached your maximum, inhale, exhale, and reach some more. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, reach. And that is one rep. I spent a little bit of time explaining it. It doesn't have to be this slow and this intense for the next 4 reps. Go ahead and let's begin. Bent leg, across, open, breathe. Inhale, exhale. And other side. That's 2, 3 more. One leg bent, arm reaches across to the other side. Push open against that ankle. Open, 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 open. Breathe. And down. Other side. That's 3. 2 more. Reach. Open. Breathe. And that's 4. Last one. Open, 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 open. Breathe. Last one. And that is a whole bunch of thoracic rotation. Hopefully, your spine is feeling a little bit looser. And your shoulders might be quite tired because you probably never reach up behind you and reach as far back as possible. in your normal life. And the good news is we're done with those, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. But bad news is we got lots more stretches to go, so let's keep going. We're gonna move on to we're gonna move on into warm-up exercise number 3. It's called the Cossack switch, and it looks a little bit like this. You don't have to jump in right away. I'm gonna demonstrate first. Into our chest, we're going to lean a little bit forward so that our heels are coming off the ground. And when we do that, you're going to feel a stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves. You're going to feel some pressure in the front of the ankle. You're going to feel some pinching almost in that hip. And what I want you to do is just hang out like this. Get a little pre-stretch before we get into basically this position, but with one leg out to the side. Cool? Whew. Chill. Breathe. Relax. Add a little bit of a wiggle. Add a little bit of a shake. Just a little gentle motion to help loosen up those ankles a little bit faster. And, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're probably ready for some Cossack switches. All right, from this position where you were tucking your knees to your chest, I want you to put your hands down. And then I want you to extend one leg out to the side. From here, I want you to figure out how to get this heel down on the ground. We're going to be scooting our butt from side to side. There's a lot of balance involved, so we want to be as stable as possible. When the heel is down, you're going to have way more stability. So your first priority is to figure out how to get this heel down. For some of us, that might mean you got to be all the way up here, and that's totally fine. It's a great starting point. For some of you, you might be able to get a little bit more awkwardly into one shape or the other, depending on if you have more ankle mobility, if you have more hip mobility. Just try your best. Keep your hips low. Keep your heels down. From here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. If you're pretty high up, this might be really comfortable and easy. Your priority, if you're finding this easy, is to try and sit and sink into the side that you're moving into. And going, and getting lower and lower. If you can get pretty low, but you're struggling to move across, I want you to put your hands down, give yourself a little bit of support, push yourself over to the other side. And if you are struggling to reach the floor, you can potentially elevate your hands with a little bit of something. Could be a book, could be a yoga block, a stool, a chair, something to give your hands a little bit of help. All right, that was a lot of information. Hopefully it's useful for you, and we're gonna do 10 of these together. You ready? Let's go. We're going from that knee tuck position. We're putting our hands on the ground, extending one leg out, dropping this heel, trying to get as low as we can go, scooting our butts over. You can use your hands. And we're back. That's 1 rep. When you come over to the other side, I want you to pause, try and sink into that stretch, get deep, get real compressed, work those hips, work those knees, work those ankles, and keep going. That is 2 reps. Keep on going. Back to the left, back to the right. That is 3. If you realize you're strong enough to do these without your hands, you're not feeling super wobbly, feeling off balance, you can just stop using your hands. And that is number 4. If that feels easy, you can try to sit up a little bit straighter, lengthen out that spine, extend your arms in front of you to help balance. It's going to shift your weight. So you're basically doing a different movement. It looks the same, but it feels very different. Your low back will be much less happy. And that, I think, is 5. Keep going. And 6. If you're not able to do these, don't worry. Stick with the variation that works for you. And, I think we've just done 7. Again, you can put your hands down. Help bring your weight to the other side. Bring your hands down. Help yourself get to the other side. That's 8. Side. 2 side. This is 9. Final one. And 10. That is our Cossack switches. We're done. That is the end of our warm-up. If that sentence scares you a little bit because you're like, what? That's the end of the warm-up. Don't worry. This is a stretching show. We're working and hip mobility. We just need to get all of our muscles warmed up, all of our joints prepared so that we can get to the most out of every stretch. And the cardio feeling stuff, that's over. So grab a sip of water, and we're going to be right back here working on our first stretch, the hamstring stretch. I recommend go grab something with a little bit of foam in it. to cushion your knee, because the way we're going to do the hamstring stretch is going to look a little like this. We're going to have one knee down on the ground. We're going to extend one leg out in front. And we're going to fold forward at the hip, trying to bring the belly button down. So grab something to pad that knee, and we'll be ready to go in just a couple of seconds. Do I have a water bottle somewhere? No. Okay. Dehydration for me. But you guys should get some water. I got a comment from Queen RR that says YouTube is a bit laggy on my end. Oh no, that is not bueno. But there is not much I can do to make it better. So, oh, it is okay right now. Okay, great, awesome. All right, I'm gonna scroll real quick in the chat on TikTok to see if there's anything that's come in for me to address. Che has sent a whole bunch of fiery emojis. Travel to actually says hi everyone, and my ass feels the burn, says I checkmark V. That is where oh, that must have been the no, elephant walks. I think that's the elephant walks. Good. That's where your hamstrings attach to your hips, your pelvis, and it's just underneath your glutes, because the bottom of your pelvis is here, and that's where they go. Okay, it's time. Let's get in some stretches. The first stretch that we want to do is a hamstring stretch. So if you've gotten something to pad your knee, couch cushion, dog bed, whatever, get ready. Put your knee down on it. If it's big enough, you can start with both knees down on it. You're going to only need one later, but if you want to start with both knees down, this will help you see what I want you to do with your hips. When you look down and your knees are in line right next to each other, you should see that your left hip is right next to your right hip. That makes a lot of sense because your hip is one bone and it's not going to go anywhere. But what I want you to do is keep this relationship of the hips. Cool? A lot of the time, when you start getting to stretches that kind of look like a front split and you're extending one leg forward, you're going to be tempted to like really lean into it. And then one hip will be way over here. The other hip is going to start getting further and further back. You're going to start twisting and rotating, and you don't even mean to do it. That's too much. So I want you to keep on focusing on trying to keep your hips left and right like this, where it would be if your knees were together and your legs were together. Cool? From here, we're going to extend one leg out in front. And we're going to try and fold. If you're immediately feeling like, oh man, this is crazy, I'm way off balance, you can widen the stance just a little bit, and that will help. If you have a leg that you already know is a little bit less flexible than the other, I recommend you start with that leg, because I spent a little bit more time explaining our process. And that means that less flexible leg gets a little bit more time. I have an old injury in this left hamstring, so this is my less flexible leg. I'm going to start with this one. And I'm going to rotate so you don't have to look at my big head for the whole entire time that we're stretching. Whew. You obviously don't have to rotate because I can't see you. From here, again, we're keeping the hips right next to each other in line, and we're folding the belly button down to the thigh. All right? Breathe, relax, fold. Oh man. This position is nice because gravity is doing a good job pulling your chest down into the ground, and we want as much help as possible, okay? The suffering that we're about to go through, we don't want to have to earn the suffering. We want gravity to do most of the work. So the more close to horizontal your upper body is, the more intense that stretch will feel here, because leverage. And now that you've hung out here for a couple of seconds, hopefully breathing, trying to relax these muscles, we're going to breathe some more. I really want you to focus on the sensation in your hamstrings, in your glutes, and I want you to breathe in and take a slow exhale out, and imagine that you're flopping down into this stretch. Inhale, exhale. Once you've squished a little bit more, maybe you're feeling a little bit of sensation here in your glutes, in your hamstrings, we're going to take it up a notch. We're going to inhale. We're going to exhale very intensely, almost, and we're going to fold very intentionally, okay? This is going to sound a little bit confusing because I was like, didn't I just say the same thing? It's a little bit different. One, we're just trying to breathe, and we're trying to relax and chill out, and hopefully the muscles will also chill out with us. For the inhale, exhale, to increase the intensity, is going to be a big inhale in. We're going to take our time slowly exhaling And while we exhale, I want you to fold your belly button down to your leg. All right? We'll just do one together. Let's do it. Inhale. Try not to pop up like you inflated a balloon. Slowly exhale. Fold. And now your hamstrings are probably really unhappy with you. What we're gonna do is do the relaxy stuff. Just chill, breathe, nice and slow, casual. Everything is chill. If your hamstrings are crying right now, you can stab your fingers into them, massage them, take your mind off of the hamstring by focusing on how it feels now that your fingers are poking into them. And distract yourself. Keep on breathing. Inhale, exhale. See if you can hang out more comfortably in this position now after you've taken a couple of breaths. Cool? I got bad news. We got one more of these to go. Let's do it. And by one more, I mean inhale, exhale, fold. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. And once you can't go any further, we're going to start our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down. Compress. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, put your foot down. Oh, lean forward. Come out of that hamstring stretch. Move the legs a little. Oh, that was our very intense first hamstring stretch. The next one's going to be a little bit less intense because I've explained some stuff already. And it'll go a little bit faster from here. All right? Let's go. We're going to switch legs, thankfully. Drop that knee down. Keep the hips together. Extend that leg out in front. Widen the stance if you need to for balance. And we're folding the belly button down to the thighs. You're going to feel the hamstring tightening up. It's going to be wildly uncomfortable, and that's okay. We're just going to chill, breathe, relax for a couple of seconds. And you're going to mentally prepare yourself for some inhale, exhale, fold. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold. Okay. When we fold, I want you to really focus on what your hips are doing, what your belly button is doing. I don't want you to be putting so much pressure in your neck, in your head, in your chest that you're trying to, touch your knee to your face or anything like that. When you do that, you're going to put a whole bunch of pressure into your neck, into your upper back, and that is not the stretch. That is just going to make your neck uncomfortable. So don't do that. Let the upper back relax, flop around so it can still bend, relaxed. Just don't go, oh, my nose must touch my knee and I'm going to fold as much as possible, because that's a lot of extra pressure you don't need. Cool? All right, we already did one inhale, exhale, fold. Hopefully my story gave you some time to breathe and relax and stab your leg with your fingers, massage your knees, massage your hamstrings. And we're going to do one last inhale, exhale, fold, then we're going to start at 30 seconds. Ready? Inhale. Exhale, fold. That's intense. Take some normal breaths. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Keep on breathing. Try to relax into this stretch. Hopefully your low back starts chilling out a little bit. You feel a little bit less tension in the back of your glutes. Maybe your abs were tense before from folding forward, and now you're feeling your belly button move up and down as you breathe. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. That was our hamstring stretch. If you felt like that was a long time, if you felt like that was a big commitment, it's because it is. We have a couple of other hamstring related stretches coming up that are a little bit more complicated. And so we try to get our hamstrings really worked, really prepared before we get into the more complicated stretch. Cool? That is our first stretch. If you're just joining in and you just watched us get into deeper and deeper hamstring stretches and complain about how uncomfortable it is, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable. So if you like that and you want to do more of it, make sure to follow, subscribe, keep on coming back. We're live every day at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is currently not 9 p.m. Eastern, it's 9 a.m. Eastern, because on the weekends we have bonus lives at 9 a.m. Saturday and Sunday morning. So yeah, that's where you're at. Hope you're enjoying it. If you're not sure what's happening, don't worry. You can just jump right in. I explain everything as we go. And it's time to explain the butterfly. This is the second stretch, the butterfly stretch. What I want you to do is sit up against a wall so that your hips, your butt, your shoulders, your back are all against something. All right? That is going to help us keep nice, good posture while we focus on the real important stuff in this stretch, and that is the groin stretch that we're going to get. All right? Bring your feet together, pull your feet in. You're going to potentially feel some pressure in the mid-back because your back is already pushing into the wall when you get into this position. That's good because that's what the wall is for. From here, I want you to focus on bringing the knees down into the ground. That is how we get that groin stretch. But I always want you to get stronger while we are stretching. So I want you to use your outer thigh muscles. I want you to use your glutes, and I want you to open up your legs with your own muscle power. If this is your first couple of times doing it, and you're not quite sure that you're doing this right, just look at the knees. If when you use your muscles, the knees go down a little bit, it's probably good. If your legs aren't moving, but all of a sudden you're feeling a bit of a stretch here in the inside of your legs in your groin area, that's probably also good. And with that, once you've tried your best to open up your hips as wide as you can, I want you to take your hands and I want you to push down just below the knee to put a little bit of pressure into those legs, get deeper into that groin stretch. When you do this, you're going to start feeling way more pressure in your shoulders and in the back of your head. All right? That is normal because when your arms are pushing down into your legs, trying to bring your legs down, your arms are attached to your shoulders and they're also going to be pushing back into the wall. So enjoy the pressure on your shoulders, enjoy the suffering in your hips, and let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep on pushing. Push those legs down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the hands go. When your hands release, you probably are going to feel a lot of relief in your butterfly stretch. Your knees are going to pop up a little bit, and now you get to chill. What I want you to try to do is now flap the wings of this butterfly, lift your knees up, drop them down, lift them up, drop them down, lift them up, drop them down, and get a little bit of movement to wake up the legs. For some of us, when you flex the muscles and you try to open up your hips real hard, sometimes you get a little bit stuck. And you might need to give your legs a little bit of a shake first before they wake up. But otherwise, hopefully, you're moving well. And we're ready to move on into stretch number 3. The standing pancake. This is what I was talking about we're preparing for when we're doing that intense hamstring stretch. We're getting our hamstrings ready for this. And the pancake looks like this. We're going to open up our legs, decently wide. We're going to fold forward, bring our belly button down to the ground, and fold, 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 fold some more, fold, 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 until we get into whoosh, that shape, flat. It is hard. It requires a ton of flexibility. I don't have it, but that's why we work on it together and build some practice and consistency. We got two options here. We got the standing pancake, which is what I'm set up for by standing, and we got a seated pancake. For the seated pancake, you have lots and lots and lots of options. If you want, you can just slightly elevate your hips. You can sit down and you can just experiment and see how things go. The higher up you have your hips, the easier it will be to fold forward because you'll be getting some guaranteed assistance from gravity. The lower to the ground you are, the more likely you're going to be sitting basically straight up. And if you're sitting straight up, gravity is not pulling you very far. All right? So if you elevate your butt, you might not be sitting straight up anymore. You might be slightly forward, and if you're slightly forward, you're going to feel more gravity. So the closer to horizontal your upper body is, the more pressure you're going to feel from gravity, and the deeper you'll be able to get into the stretch. Let's continue with some standing pancake. For the standing pancake, I want you to open up your legs decently wide. As long as you're not feeling discomfort here in the hips, you're not feeling a pinching sensation like your thigh bone is smashing into your pelvis, then you're in a good spot. From here, we're going to fold forward, bring the belly button down. Whee! And we're basically in our starting position for the pancake. I'm going to rotate over to the side so you see what's happening. For beer, just like I said before, the more horizontal your upper body is, the more you're going to feel the power of gravity. If you extend your arms up past your head, you're going to feel even more power from gravity, and it's going to help you fold forward. If you are folding way too far forward and you feel like you're going to fall on your face, you got a couple of options. The main one is stick your butt back. Stick your butt way back, further back some more, and when you lean forward, you won't be as close to falling on your face because your center of balance is moved back with your butt. That's it. That's all of our explanation. Let's go. If you're doing the standing pancake, get into this position, fold forward, extend your biceps past your ears if you want to make it harder. Breathe, focus on bringing the belly button down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. That's our pancake. If you are going from a seated position, figure out how high you need to be to get a little bit of assistance from gravity and start seated. Otherwise, it's the exact same. All right? Let's go. Fold. Try to bring the belly button down towards the ground. The longer the lever is, the straighter your spine, the higher you hold your arms up, the more you'll feel gravity pulling you down, and keep on bringing that belly down. Come on, a little bit lower. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. I know you're in a crazy position, but don't forget to breathe. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pancake. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Put your hands down. If you're feeling pretty stuck right now, that's okay. That's normal. Take your time. Crawl a little bit. Bring your legs in. If you need to, you can drop your knees down. And squirm around until your legs start working again. That's totally fine. Totally acceptable. I'm not crawling around right now or anything, That is our standing and or our seated pancake. We're just doing one round for 30 seconds, so don't worry. That's it. We're ready to move on. The fourth stretch is a little bit more chill. We get to relax. Today we are going to do it on our backs, and it is the figure 4 stretch. You got the option. You can do the pigeon or the figure 4 stretch if you have one that you prefer, but I'm going to demonstrate the figure 4 stretch. It's easier for most people to get into for the first time, to figure out how to tweak the leg and adjust it so that you get the deepest possible stretch. So we're going to jump right into it. What I want you to do is lay down and bring your knees up. From here, rest it like you're just reading a newspaper on a couch, drinking a cup of coffee. And from here, I want you to reach your left arm, or whatever arm is on the side of the bent leg, reach it into the triangle. And I want you to use the other arm to wrap around the outside. And we're basically done. We're just pulling the leg in towards our chest now. All right, I want you to take some small breaths, and then I want you to pull. Pull that leg in. Ooh. All right, notice what sensations you're feeling in your hamstrings, in your hips, maybe in that inner thigh, depending on what's most tight for you guys. And then we're gonna breathe and we're gonna pull in some more. Inhale, exhale, and pull. Oof. Okay. Oof. One more. Inhale, exhale, pull. Inhale, exhale, pull. Oh. All right. So now from this side, we should start looking a little bit like this. The knees are getting pulled towards our chest, towards our face. The hips are starting to feel a little bit of a stretch. If your knee is way out back, if you pull that knee in towards you, you should feel more of a stretch out here in the side of the glute. And that is a big part of what we want from this stretch. All right, so once again, we're here. We're pulling the legs in. Pulling, 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 pulling. We're ready. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Sorry, we're not ready. I gotta close the battery notification. Okay, now we're ready. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. Don't relax. Pull on that leg. Your eyes can be closed. You can relax, your eyes, but your arms are working. 17. 16. 15. 14. Don't hold your breath. Keep on taking slow breaths and pull a little bit harder on that leg. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. Oh, that is one side of our figure 4 stretch. We're going to swing it around and do the other side. The other leg is now crossed over. We're reaching our hand through the triangle around the leg. We're pulling it in. If on that first stretch you felt a little bit of knee discomfort, knee sensitivity, feel free to also grab that knee, palm it like so, pull it in directly. That will help you feel the stretch in the outside of the hip, outside of the glutes, and that might support your knee so it feels a little less achy. All right, let's go. Pull, breathe, pull some more, breathe, pull some more, breathe. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that's it. Relax, flop around. If you're already laying on the ground, you haven't come out of that position, you can drop your arms out to either side, and you can let your legs, your knees, sort of drop from side to side. Get a little bit of relaxation, get a little bit of twisting in the spine. And once you've done a couple of those, your hips are feeling a little bit more relaxed, your low back is chilled out. We're ready to get into the 5th stretch. We are ready to do some side splits. If you've never done side splits before, don't worry. We walk through all the little itty bitty steps so you can get into something close to the side splits. At the very least, you'll get your hips in the right alignment so that you can get into the deepest stretch that you can get. So don't worry. Let's come on up into standing. If you need a grunt, if you need a groan, don't worry. Make as many sound effects as you need to. I understand. We spent a lot of time stretching, and oh, sometimes you just need to make some noises. All right. We're gonna get into our side splits. The first thing I want you to do is get safe. Part of safety is important because the more safe you feel, the easier it is for your muscles to relax. And a lot of the stretching that we're doing is trying to get our muscles to relax and chill out so we can get a little bit more range of motion. What I want you to do more actionably is stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. I have a giant window that is not a wall, so do as I say, not as I do. But imagine that this is a wall. I want you to stand 8 to 12 inches in front of it. For most people, that's 1.5, maybe 2-ish footsteps in front of the wall. And the reason why we're doing this is because if you're in this position where you're trying to get into a side split, you're reaching back, you're trying to adjust, you're trying to squirm your way into a deeper side split, and all of a sudden you find you've lost your balance. You're like, no, you're falling backwards, you're falling. If you have a wall right behind you, and it's pretty close, you fall into the wall, and then everything's fine. Nothing happened. If you were in a different position, there was no wall behind you, and you started losing balance, you're like, no. That is a much more painful fall, and you might land on your wrist or something, and it might get funky, so don't do that. Stand in front of the wall. Cool? All right, let's get into the side splits. Oh. First step, I want you to open up your legs wide. As wide as you can without it feeling weird here in the hips. If you feel pinching pain, you feel like your bones are smashing into each other, that is a reason to not go far and bring your legs in a little bit. From here, we're ready to fold forward so that the belly button is pointing down into the ground. This is the exact same setup as the pancake that we were just doing earlier. From here, I want you to try your best to put your hands down on the ground. All right? This is not going to be super easy for everybody. If you need a little bit of support, feel free to grab some yoga blocks. Feel free to grab some books, grab a stool, grab a chair. That is all good. And when you're here with your hands down, I want you to try and relax in this position. When your hips are folded forward like this, when your belly button is pointed towards the ground and your feet are flat, you should have bones-wise, your bone structure-wise, gotten into a better position for your legs to open up a little bit deeper without hip discomfort. Does not mean your muscles are going to let you get deeper, but your hips should not hurt if you did go a little bit deeper. So, see if you can get a little bit deeper. From here, we're going to do the most important thing of the whole entire live. It's getting our leg into position. So far, our feet have been flat down on the ground like so, and what we need to do is externally rotate the leg, which means rotate the leg out to the back. Boom! Like that. So now, our heels are down, our toes are up, our knees are pointing up, our quad muscles are pointing up, and we're going to do that on both legs. Alright? Boom! From here, your hips are now in a really good position for getting to the side splits. That does not mean your muscles are going to like it. It just means that this is the bone structure this is the alignment of the bones that lets you get into it. Remember how before we were feeling the discomfort, the hips were smashing into the thigh bone? Now, you should not be feeling that pain until something weird goes. And hopefully nothing weird goes on. The main weird thing that could happen is your legs might get tired and your feet start folding and rolling back down. When your feet come back flat to where we were before, that is when you're going to experience discomfort. But as long as your toes are pointing up, you should be good. All right? If you're experiencing something uncomfortable, let me know in the comments. And usually it's fixable by rotating that leg further back, pointing the toes behind you. Cool? All right. Now we are in side split position. Hopefully you haven't been holding this for super long because I've been talking so much. We're done with all the explanations. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can get just a little bit deeper. Get into a deeper stretch. It's going to feel uncomfortable. That's okay. Oh, we're ready. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. There is one con to setting up the side split this way. There is a lot of pressure on your heels, so if your feet are feeling it in the next break, grab some cushioning, put on some flip-flops, put on some house slippers, give your heels a little bit of padding. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward, bring your knees in, relax, chill for a second, crawl around if you need to. Breathe. That's our first side split. The side splits we do a little bit differently compared to all the other stretches, all the other exercises that we did. We're doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds. And in between each of those rounds, we're going to shake out our bodies, we're going to shake out our legs, we're going to shake out our hips, we're going to try and relax as much as possible so that we can let our legs get into a deep second split, a deep third split, and then we'll be done. Cool? While you go grab cushions, while you go grab flip-flops, stuff to protect your heels, I'm going to check the chat real quick because I have not been back in a while. Travel Directly says, hello everyone. Che sends smileys and emojis. I am scrolling a little bit fast, so if I miss something, it's not because it was intentional. It's because I am scrolling really fast. Meki says, a little hard because my IT band is tight. That is a really good point. It's not always going to be easy to externally rotate the leg. And that was this position where we go, wee, wee. So our feet were down, right? Our knees were pointing towards the camera, directly in front. And what we did was, boom, rotate that leg so that the heel is down, the toes are pointing out, and the knee is pointing out. Except when you're doing it in a deep split direction, it feels like your knees are pointing up and your toes are pointing up, all right? So external rotation is just rotating to the outside. And when we're doing the side split, it looks like our knees are pointing up. It's not an easy position to get into, but that set of muscles rotating out, forcefully holding that position is really gonna help get your thigh bones into the right position in relationship to the hips to help you get into, or let you get into, a deep side split position. Cool? All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna shake out some tension. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine you just stepped in a puddle. Your feet are wet, and you wanna dry them off. So you're gonna flick the water off of your toes. I want you to go and whip that leg out, all right? When you're doing this, your ankles should be loose, floppy, doing whatever they feel like. Your calves should be relaxed so that your ankles can be floppy. And I want you to go whoosh, whip that leg out. As you get more comfortable with that feeling, I want you to drop the knee. I want you to relax. Instead of going all crazy with that leg and flicking it all the way out, keep it small. Keep it compact. Keep on shaking, 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 shaking. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Notice the ankle is super loose. It's just doing whatever it wants, wherever it goes. The calves are loose because my ankles are just moving and doing whatever they want. And that is what we're trying to do. Just trying to shake out the tension until our arms, our legs, everything is nice and floppy so that they're relaxed. Other leg. Stand on one leg, put most of your weight into it, shake out that leg, whip the water that you're trying to get off of your feet because you stepped in a puddle off of your feet, and drop the knee, relax, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 flop, 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 flop. Once you're getting comfortable with that, you can flop it around and add in all the other stuff. Whew, that's it. You only need 5-10 seconds really to shake out your legs to help those muscles relax a little bit, and then we're ready to move on. We're gonna do a little bit for the hips. When your hips are doing this, lifting the leg up, it's gonna cause some of these muscles to start firing really hard, and we want them to be relaxed for the next round of side splits. So same thing, I want you to put all your weight into one leg, then on the other leg, I want you to put the ball of your foot, maybe just the big toe, down. I want you to focus on bringing the knee in and out, and in, and out, and in, and out. This is just to add a little bit of movement into the hip. It's not designed to be like a really intense thing. So you can chill, you can do it fast, you can do it slow, you can turn it into a dance move, you can do some stanky leg. If it is fun, Add it in. Other leg. Same thing. All the weight is in one leg. The big toe, maybe the ball of the foot is down on the other. We'll bring the knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. And we're shaking it. We're having fun with it. We're doing some stanky leg. And if you want, you can combine both of them into even more dancey moves. And hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit more mobile. Hopefully they're feeling a little bit more relaxed. And we're ready to get into side split number 2. Let's continue. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall or whatever it is that you are prepared to fall and have your butt rest against if you start leaning a little bit too far back. And we're ready to go. Open up those legs wide. Make sure, once again, your hips are not feeling a whole bunch of pressure here. If they are, bring your legs back in just a little bit. We're ready to fold forward. Bring the belly button down into the ground. Whew. Breathe. Chill for a second. Try your best to reach the ground. Use your hands to give yourself a little bit of support. When you're folded forward, you should be able to open up your legs a little bit wider without discomfort. So give that a try. And once you're here, we're going to get ready to externally rotate the legs. So once again, right now your feet are flat, your knees are pointed forward towards the camera, and we're going to roll that whole leg back so that your heel is down, your toes are up, your knees are up, your quads are pointing up. All right, we're gonna do the same on the other leg. So both of them are in that position, and you should be able to get a little bit deeper. How deep you get is going to depend on how your muscles work, but it's not your bone structure that's holding you back at this point. So now we're focused on muscle flexibility. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can break the friction holding your feet back. Do a little dance, and we are in position. This is side split number 2. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Don't hold your breath. Keep on breathing. I know it's uncomfortable. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Bring your knees in. And that is size number 2. Breathe, grunt, groan, whatever noises you need to make. Come back into standing. We're going to shake it out. If you are feeling like a penguin right now and you're waddling around a little bit, that's okay. That is normal. All right. It's time. Let's go. Let's shake it out. Again, we're flicking water off of our feet, off of our toes, like we just stepped in a puddle, and we're trying to flick the water into the eyes of our enemies. And you're whipping that leg out fast and hard so that the water flies as far as possible. And when you're doing that, to get maximum, arms are relaxed, your ankles are loose. So we want to maintain that relaxedness, that looseness, and we're going to drop the knee. We're going to relax, we're going to chill, we're going to make it all calm and peaceful, and we're going to keep on shaking the leg. We're going to shake the leg faster. We're going to go flop, 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 wiggle, 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 shake, 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 shake. Notice that my ankle is just going wherever it pleases, and the calves are chilling alongside it. Other leg, let's go. Flick, 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 flick. Drop the knee. Relax. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Do a little dance. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Do a little dance. And now our legs are a little bit more chill. We're gonna do the same for our hips. Stand, put all your weight into one leg, drop your toe, maybe the ball of your foot down on the other. Bring the knees in and out, 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 in and out. Do a little dance. Notice the rest of the body isn't moving. It's just this thigh bone in the hips. And do the other side. We talked about turning these into dance moves, doing some stanky leg, but we did not talk about if you do the same thing that we did for the leg, where instead of doing that full range of motion, you start getting lazier and lazier. You can go faster and faster. You can get to a point where your quad muscles are relaxing and just bouncing all over the place. And now your whole entire thigh is getting real loose, real shaky, and real floppy. And that is relaxation we want. So keep on going. Shake out that leg. And it's time. It's time for side split number 3. Let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. It's about 1 to 2 footsteps for most people. Open up those legs. Make sure there's not a pinching feeling here at the hips. If there is, you can bring the legs a little bit back in. The pain should go away. The discomfort should go away. And we're ready to move on. Fold forward. Bring that belly button down to the ground. See if you can put your hands down. If you can't, you can elevate them with a yoga block, with some textbooks, with a stool, with a chair even. And we're ready to get into the most important part. External rotation of the leg. Our feet are down. We're going to rotate the whole leg back. And that looks like this. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up, quads are pointing up. We're going to do that on both sides. And now we should be in the good bone position for side splits. That does not mean that your muscles will like it, but your bones won't smash into each other and cause you a lot of discomfort. So now we get into position and harass our muscles. Do a little wiggle from to side. Be like, hey, remember me? We're doing some side splits. Relax, chill, everything's fine. Once you've done a little wiggling from side to side, you've gotten deeper into the stretch, it's time for a final 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. If this whole time your elbows have been locked out straight, supporting your body weight, I want you to experiment with bending the elbows and see if suddenly you feel like, oh my gosh, there is so much more weight in my legs right now. What the heck? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in underneath you. If this round 3 is feeling particularly exhausting and you're struggling real hard to bring your legs in, that is normal. Don't worry. Breathe, chill for a second. And let's continue by shaking out our legs. We're going to wrap up real soon. I'm going to come over, check what's going on with my batteries. I got 10% left on YouTube, so we're going to have to wrap this up fast. Let's go. We're going to shake our legs, all right? Again, I want you to imagine you just got out of a swimming pool, just got out of the beach, ocean water. You're trying to flick water off of your legs. You're trying to send the water droplets flying as far as you can, sending them into the eyes of your enemies from the longest distance possible. And when you're doing that, to get the water droplet to fling far, to fling fast, your calves have to be relaxed, your ankles have to be relaxed. And once you've mastered that relaxation, I want you to drop the knees down. Let the legs go flop, 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 wiggle, 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 shake, 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 shake. And we're ready to move on to the other side. Let's go. Flop, 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 shake, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. Again, 5 to 10 seconds is plenty for most people. I spend way more time explaining it than 5 to 10 seconds, so you got plenty of time. You don't even have to start the same time I do. You could be fine. Okay, those are 2 legs. Let's get into some hip action. Stand, put all your weight into one leg, big toe, ball of the foot is down, bring the leg in and out, 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 in and out. Do some stanky leg. Dance, make it fun. Do both legs at the same time. And when you have had enough fun, you want to try to level it up, just like before. If you start shaking out that leg hard, fast, you can get your whole leg start flopping around and relaxing and wiggling and jiggle, 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 jiggle. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And that, hopefully, is enough relaxation for your hips. And you can go back doing whatever you got to do. We're going to move on, and we're going to wrap up with some joint checks. All right? What I want you to do is some hip circles. Oh, we put our hips through quite a bit today, from the hip cars at the beginning, working on that maximum range of motion, building strength, to folding forward all sorts of ways, all sorts of times, with our legs apart, with our legs together. So just test the range of motion available to your hips. See if anything feels funny, feels strange. After the side splits, I usually have a bit of tenderness right here on the left and right side of the hip. And so I like to hang out and give it a couple of seconds to relax, to chill. And if it's the sides and I'm feeling lazy, I'll just lean a little bit more and get a little bit of an oblique stretch while I'm at it. Whew. It might be a little bit different for you. You might feel it somewhere else. Somewhere else is tense, and that is fine. Go spend some time on those places instead. We're going to do a quick high knee just to make sure our hips, our hip flexors here in the front are working. And then we're going to pop into a squat and do some calf raises. All right? I want you to keep your feet pretty close together. And if you can, I want you to try to spread your toes as wide as you can. All right? If you can't move your toes at all, that's fine. That's normal. A lot of people can't. Just try your best to spread them out like you would your fingers. It will help with some balance in this next move. All right? From here, I want you to pop into a bit of a squat. I want you to try and tuck your chest down to your knees so that you're folded forward. When you are here, you might feel and then you're kind of leaning forward already, and that is good. We're going to add to that. We're going to push your knees as far forward as possible so that we get into this really intense Achilles tendon stretch, into this tense calf stretch, and now our center of gravity is really far forward. In fact, your toes should be working really hard to keep you from falling forward. So hopefully with your toes spread out, you're able to gather a lot of stability and force there. You might be feeling the arch of your foot working really hard to keep you stable in this position. And from here, I just want you to do a couple calf raises. Try to bring the ankles, the heels, up as high as you can. Drop down, relax for a second, come back up. Try to balance your weight between your big toe and your pinky toe, but in the ball of your foot. And 3 or 4 of these is fine. Come on back up into standing. If you were able to get those, you have really strong coordination between your toes, your feet, your ankle, your heel, your knees, your hips, your quads. When you were hanging out here listening to me describe things, your quads were probably firing really hard and probably even your low back was working a little bit, trying to keep you balanced while you were leaning forward like that. Those are all good signs. That means you probably have good coordination and you're probably moving pretty well. So we can wrap up this live and you can go do whatever else you got to do today. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits and hip mobility with me today. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, but on the weekends, right now, we do these at 9 a.m. Eastern as well. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, you have no idea what I'm talking about. We started this live about an hour and 12 minutes ago, and that happens on the weekends. What else? We do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching a little bit more fun and enjoyable so that you actually do it, so that we move a little bit better, so that we can get our side splits. Cool? If you like the show, make sure to subscribe, follow, do all those good things. Keep coming back. We have another show in 11-ish hours. So if you want more, that's when there'd be more. All right, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna check the chat, see if there's anything that I need to address, and we will get ready to wrap up. Tom Baker over on YouTube is back. Says Ohio konnichiwa. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you, Tom. And over on TikTok, let's see how we doing. Travel Darcy says I feel more productive after working out in the morning. Good, 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 good. I hope this weekend you can relax and not have to work immediately. But if you do, I'm glad you're a little bit more relaxed. I'm gonna scroll. I don't know if you guys see this, but I get a lot of notifications in the chat, inviting people to co-hosts, people who've followed, people who have sent gifts, people who've been here a bunch of times. So if I sound like I'm scrolling a lot and you're like, there's like 4 messages in the chat, I don't know what you're possibly scrolling for. That's why. There's a lot of stuff. Yellowtail at AOL sent a heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's your first gift. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Where we at? Where we at? Last message I see is Mickey saying a little hard because okay. I think I briefly addressed it. It's not easy to get into that position where your leg is rotated out. If you want to start practicing it, start working at that before we take it into the really intense, deep version in the side split, it's totally possible to do this from a standing position. Neutral is having your feet point in front, right? External rotation just means rotating to the outside. So external rotation would be pointing your toes to the right or the left, depending on which side you're doing. And as long as your knee is going out too, your quad muscles are also going in the same direction, then that rotation has happened at the hip joint level. And that is the rotation that we want. So if you've done some ballet, I think this is 5th position, right? We're basically working on this, except with our legs really wide apart. Ugh. Ta-da! So it's not easy. It's not easy at all to get into that position. If it were, I mean, it's not like this is the only thing in ballet. It's just basically the only thing I know about ballet. If that were easy, ballet would be easier. But, it's barely anything. Anyways, so we can move on from that topic because I'm going to just not have anything else to talk about and just make myself look foolish. All right. Let's see. Smiley says hi. Hi. All right. I'm going to do one last quick scroll to see if there's anything else in the chat I need to address. I looked at the most recent couple of messages, but I'm going to scroll up and see if there is some older stuff that I have not yet looked at. But while I'm scrolling, I want to let you know that we do... Oh, I accidentally invited somebody to co-host. That was an accident. No. Can I stop? Nope. Okay, great. It failed, which is awesome. Because I don't want to co-host. Okay. Let's see. Where am I going? I'm still scrolling. I'm looking for chat. And while I'm scrolling, I'd like to... Hey, Josh. Welcome back. Remind you that I make content that's not side split related. That's not just stretching a lot. I make fitness content about trying to get a little bit of stretching. Let me take that back. I make fitness content about trying to get a little bit of exercise into your day that's not going to the gym, doing some reps for an hour. It's about figuring out when you got 2 minutes and how you can squeeze in a little bit of something that will make you feel a little bit better. So if you got 2 minutes waiting for your lunch to heat up in the microwave, if you're waiting for your coffee water to boil, this is plenty of time to make your legs suffer. We've done plenty of stretches for less than 30 seconds and gone, and now you know it's the same thing for plenty of other things that you can do in exercise. If you could sprint for 30 seconds, that would be insane. All right? Some of the best athletes, how long it takes to maintain 100 meters. I don't even think you can maintain 100 meters at a world-class level at your highest possible speed. Like, there's acceleration, and then it's just the prevention of slowing down for as long as possible. And everybody starts slowing down as they hit that 100-meter mark. So 10 seconds is plenty of time to get a crazy intense workout. And with that in mind, if you have 2 minutes, if you're waiting for something to happen, you got plenty of time to get a tiny little micro workout, and enough of those throughout the day puts you in a really good spot. You don't have to, feel guilty about not making it to the gym or whatever it is that you got to do if you're integrating it into your life a little bit more naturally and little pauses throughout life. Cool? Do I do other stuff? I just released a YouTube video training a position called the frog stand, and it looks a little bit like this. You balance on your hands, you rest your knees sort of on the side against your elbow, and it's a really cool first hand balancing move that doesn't require very much strength. If you can do 2 or 3 push-ups, you got more than enough strength to start experimenting and playing with this. You might notice that my forearm is basically going straight up, right? That means your bone is just carrying you. It's not muscle power that's carrying you. It's the bone sticking straight into the ground that's carrying you. And then you're basically a little seesaw going forward or back or forward or back. And so it's a fun little thing to start practicing, to try. And it leads to cooler moves that do require a little bit more strength, like the crow pose, where you rest your knees on your triceps. And you can elevate that into crazier things like lifting your leg, bring that out, and eventually, I guess, once you're comfortable being upside down, handstands become easier. And, you can lead that into other stuff. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the frog stand, that's the most recent long-form YouTube video that I've released. I'm crawling around on the floor. My knees are feeling really uncomfortable. So if I look like I'm limping from side to side, that is exactly what's happening. That's limping. Check out the YouTube video on YouTube. The username is the exact same as on TikTok. It's at splits on the side. Splits aren't our main thing. Splits are happening on the side. And it's side splits that we're doing. It's wordplay. Go check out that video, and I'd super appreciate it. All right. One more time. I'm going to scroll through the chat and see what's up. User 5049971772929 sends 5 hearts. That's a lot of hearts. Thank you. Tyler says good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Lady Mustela is smiling, probably because I was talking about dancing. Smiley says you don't look foolish. Thank you. Thank you. I try not to jump into topics I have very little expertise in. So I'm glad you thought my fifth position ballet stuff was looking okay. All right. I think that's everything for today. There's still 130 some people on the live. So if you guys have a comment, question, something, throw it in the chat soon because I'm wrapping up. Chereth, welcome back. The Emperor of Prep says, have a good day. Thank you, Chereth. I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you're feeling warmed up, relaxed, and ready to go. I think, Chereth, it's like daylight savings just happened, so it's like 7:20 for you in the morning or something, or is it 6:20 in the morning for you? Are you really awake at that early in the morning on weekends? That's kudos to you. Oh, man. I can't imagine. Whew. All right. That's it for me. I think I'm ready to wrap up. Charette says, oh, yes. Man, that's crazy. I don't know if you have kids or something that need to be up also at 6 o'clock. That's so early for live side splits. And, I know that I do the show at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I know inevitably there are people going at 6 o'clock. It's just, it's still foreign to me that people are on doing the live. So I appreciate that you're here. And I don't know. I got nothing else. All right, I'm wrapping up. Tyler sends a whole bunch of crying smiley emojis, and I think that is everything. Thank you, everybody, once again for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility with me. Hopefully, you feel a little bit better. You're moving a little bit smoother. You feel more confident that you can get the side splits one day, and you have a great rest of your day. Cool? I'm closing up, and I will see you in, well, if you want, you can come back in like 10 and a half hours. But, yeah, no pressure. Closing out. Bye. And